Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is sponsored by my Depop shop. I custom designed these jackets myself, and each one is hand painted in oil by a local Cusco artist and then stitched on the back of Levi's denim. It's like wearable art, and each one is crafted with love and careful consideration. These are the first prototypes, so there are limited quantities, and since each one is hand painted in oil, the price is reflected in the quality. And since this is a video on how to save money, I'm just gonna give y'all a little tip. If you can't buy it 3 times, you can't afford it. Links in the bio. Pew, pew, pew. Okay, so today is about saving money. Ladies, I know y'all know that there's no such thing as being ugly, just broke. The national average for debt in this country for the average person is $38,000. I wrote this down. So 15% is dining and nightlife, 13% is clothing and personal care, and 13% is spent on hobbies. I keep looking at myself in the viewfinder. Okay. Stop that. So ladies, we know that, or men, I don't know who watches my channel, actually I do, but we know that being alive is expensive, right? Doesn't matter what gender you are, but rumor has it women earn 75 cents to every dollar to the people who overwhelmingly control the economy and the society earn. That plus our standard of beauty is literally alien. Snapchat filters are literally distorting the way that we look at ourselves as a social media, especially Instagram. Like, I mean, like, how can we keep up with the standard of beauty in 2020? We can't. We've all seen that meme. And I can't lie, I am shocked when I see women taking our hard-earned 75 cents and just throwing it to the wind. Like, goodbye, adios. Take my money, literally take my money. Especially in the city. It's like the cost of goods and services are already inflated, and the temptation to spend money is literally everywhere. So the struggle is very real, but it doesn't have to be, right? I, like everyone else, love nice things. I love nice things, but to my core, I am a frugal person. Because something that I realized I was doing, and something that now I've learned to kind of like not do through this process, is I was spending money I didn't have on things I didn't need to impress people that I didn't know or didn't like, or maybe I was trying to flex on the gram. Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of purchases that I regret. So the way that I look at it now is every dollar that I spend today is $5 that I'm taking away from my future self. So with that mindset, every purchase I make is an investment, no matter how small. A book that really changed my life in terms of looking at my choices and trying to make better choices for myself is this book called The Compound Effect. I suggest every person to read it, every person over the age of 12 to read it, because to kind of condense the information, small, smart choices plus consistency plus time equals radical difference. Your decisions shape your destiny. We all know this. So knowing that 41% of debt is largely comprised of food, personal care, aka beauty, clothing, and hobbies, let's look at some ways that we can lessen that impact into our bank account.
So, one of the best parts of being female is the maintenance, and one of the worst part of being female is the maintenance. Because it's a lot and it adds up, and depending on your personal style, it can definitely affect your confidence. For example, hair. Wow. I started experimenting with my hair at a young age. Let's just say once you start messing with it, it's extremely hard to accept it. You're constantly itching to switch it up, and trips to the salon range are anywhere from $25 for a trim to upwards of $250 for a full service visit to the salon. It just depends on where you go and what you want. Luckily, there is a huge natural trend right now, and we're discovering how truly damaging chemicals are to the hair. However, I do not recommend drugstore dyes ever. Ever. You're not saving money by ruining your hair. When it comes to cutting, my hairstylist charges $80 for a cut. I'm supposed to go once every 4 weeks, and this is just a trim, right? Nothing complicated, just a trim. So once a year, I get my hair cut professionally. Then for the rest of the time, until I feel like it needs to be cut professionally again, I trim it myself, preferably on a full moon. I do this with my own professional shears. I found this tutorial on YouTube, I'll link it down below, and honestly it feels amazing to be in control of my hair and at peace with how it looks. I find it really empowering. As far as products go, I love Shea Moisture products since they have no sulfates, parabens, silicones, or phthalates. It's super affordable, and with other products, I've splurged on certain styling products, but I'll be honest when I say there isn't like a certain high-end product that is so must-have, I'd recommend with the exception of these 2 products here. Next, we have makeup and skincare. A bish can go broke in the search of that perfect glow. Since everyone's skin type is different, I'm just sharing my one tip when it comes to anything that goes on your face, which is quality over quantity. I use this app Beautypedia because it's super helpful when it comes to researching both makeup and skincare products without bias. They review both drugstore and high-end products, and if I was looking, for example, a bronzer, I wouldn't buy anything with less than 4 stars. It has expert reviews, community reviews, the claims of the product, and if they're valid. It also has the ingredients and an overview of the brand. I find I have way less buyer's remorse when I consult this particular app before buying anything, but the only downside is that they don't review every single product on the market, but for the most part, they have a lot on there. So I recently started doing my own gel manicures at home, and I'm obsessed. A gel manicure at a salon is like $35, and that doesn't include tax or tip. This system with all the products and the polish with the lamp is just under $100 versus, let's say you get your nails done like once every 2.5 weeks. That adds up to $728 a year, not including tax or tip. So it starts to pay for itself after 3 uses. Having my nails done definitely makes me feel like my shit is all the way together, and I love that these gels last at least 2 weeks and they do not chip. Regular manicures chip after like a day, and nothing is worse than spending 2 hours doing your nails just to have them chip the next afternoon. I linked everything down below in the description. When it comes to eating out, there's a huge difference in going out to eat with your girlfriends or boyfriends and spending quality time together enjoying food, and then there's eating quote-unquote out every meal because you're not preparing your meals. I'm lucky. I love to cook. It's actually very therapeutic and something I look forward to. I get 80% of my produce at this local grocery store, and it's so inexpensive. Every time I go, I have a hard time spending over $20. It's wild. This is the cookbook I've been obsessed with lately. It's full of plant-forward recipes, and every recipe is nutrient-dense and full of flavor. Also, something that I've realized having kind of a fast-paced life, when I leave my apartment, I don't know when I will be back sometimes. I could be gone a couple days and just not really even realize it. Like sometimes I just leave and don't come back. So before I leave, I always like to have something nutrient dense in my stomach. My daily smoothie consists of 1 scoop of superfood, half a scoop of protein powder, a few tablespoons of chlorophyll, and a banana and almond milk. I love starting my day off with something nutrient dense because it keeps me full and focused for a few hours before I start thinking about food again. The superfoods give me energy, make my skin glow. The plant protein keeps me full throughout the morning, but I'm not married to this brand because 1 full scoop makes it way too sweet, and I don't really like that. Chlorophyll is a natural body neutralizer, so it kills your BO. The banana adds texture, and the almond milk is almond milk. I like this smoothie because all in all it costs less than $4 to make every morning, but if I were to get it at a deli, it'd be like $8. For me, one of my constant hobbies is exercising. I love going to the gym in theory and taking classes in theory, but what works for my lifestyle no matter what is exercising at home. I work out with a system called Beachbody On Demand, and I've been using this system for the last 5 years. I'm no Gabby Butler, but I can definitely say I got real results and feel in control of my body, my schedule, and the service is like $100 for the whole year. When I had a gym membership for $15 a month, I went like 3 times. I definitely flushed my money down the toilet thinking that I would actually use a gym membership. So personally, I don't recommend it unless you are a gym rat or you have a plan to go to the gym. The reason why I didn't go to the gym is because I didn't have a plan. But for me, this is very easy to follow and something that I know I can do almost every day.
And here is my last tip. Money is just math. And I know there's a lot of unhealthy mentalities that surround money. I know I personally used to think that money was evil, so I used to have a hard time like coming to me, right? I had a hard time accepting money, or I didn't think I deserved money, and I always thought like I would never have money. Beating that mentality is really important, because if you don't have a healthy mindset around money, it's gonna be a problem for you for your whole life. The way that I see it is it's really just math, like simple, basic adding and subtracting. If you look at your bank statement, you will see just how quickly things add up. And just being aware of this is something you can do to set yourself up for success. Just literally, it's not that hard. It's just addition and subtraction. It doesn't have to be stressful or complicated. And I always say, like, you do not want to be in debt for stupid reasons. Like your daily morning Starbucks. Is that really a good enough reason? It's like, it's not even that good. Is having that daily morning coffee really that important to you that you would be willing to go into debt over it? Is taking Uber over taking the train really that necessary for you to be staying stuck into debt over? Something I do is that I keep an Excel spreadsheet of all my monthly expenses, so just that I know how much money that I owe in credit card debt, in my student loans, auto loans. Oh, that's a sore subject, but a time for another time. Insurance, utilities, life insurance, health insurance. Literally, these things, they add up. So when you're aware of what you're obligated to pay, things that you don't necessarily want to pay, that's when you'll know, like, oh yeah, no, I actually can afford that daily coffee, or I can't afford that daily coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like, it adds up. These small conveniences, these small things that keep us broke, they add up over time. And I hope that this information, although I know it seems so basic, is valuable to you. And I hope you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.
Gorgeous. Everything you do makes me